Hello everyone. As you can see, this is a very unique graduation. Not only because the 1995 class is great, but tonight we have special guests who are going to take that graduation step with us. And now I would like to introduce to you our very own BHS staff members. Now we'd like to take the time to warmly greet all moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, friends, and relatives who have come out to make this graduation a day to remember. This day caps off the many days that we have spent venturing through the halls of BHS. Our journey all began 4 short years ago as little freshmen who were all looking to make a memorable impact on our school in our own unique way. Well, most of us have done so, and in doing so, it has caused the pride of being a BHS student to soar. It's sad that we have to depart in the fallen stage of our glory, but the time has come, and the time is now, that we must venture out into our world. But one thing is for sure, that we will always carry the memories of being a BHS student here in our hearts and in our minds. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the hardworking, dedicated class of 1995.
Tonight, we will hear about our futures and our past, about the places we have come from and the new heights we will reach. But now, I'd just like to take a minute to tell you some of the things that have made the class of '95 special. One teacher was quoted as saying, "The class of '95 is exceptional." That statement has been proven in many ways. Our class was the first to have a class trip since 1986. Membership in the National Honor Society in the past has ranged from 10 to 15. When the class of '95 was inducted, membership soared to above 60. Our class has excelled in all areas of sports, the performing arts, the visual arts, and most importantly, academically. Our presence in past years has helped make possible the championship track teams and the successful BHS musicals. Plus, clubs like SAD and HOSA have had many members from the class of '95. Why is our class one of the best in many years? Well, number one, we have always overflowed with an abundance of school spirit. Number two, we owe a big thank you to Mr. Sharp for all of his moral support and backing of the programs and departments that we've all been a part of. This is Mr. Sharp's last year here at BHS, and I think we all owe him a great deal of thanks. Thank you, Mr. Sharp. Number three is due to the coaching and teaching staff here at BHS. I personally owe a great deal of thanks to the Lord, my parents and grandparents, but also to Mrs. Scarl, Mrs. Spence, and Mrs. O'Neill for helping me be the person that I am today. But really, folks, there's only one thing I can say to explain our excellence. 95. Need I say more?
Class of 1995 entered Bridgeton High School scared and confused, just like every other class before us. but we were very different than any other class. We were extremely spirited, and we wanted to do things for our school. We set goals for ourselves and strived to achieve them. Our leadership, academic, artistic, and athletic abilities soon spoke for themselves. That is why our class started using the motto, "Need we say more?" We were a group of talented individuals, and we were proud of ourselves and each other. We received recognition for all our achievements from our parents, teachers, coaches, guidance counselors, and principals. We owe debts of gratitude to these people who were role models who encouraged us to take the extra steps to better ourselves. During our first few months of high school, we established a reputation to be caring, well-rounded students, and we were determined not to ruin our excellent reputation. We lived up to our teachers' expectations and beyond. Numerous times in various ways, teachers have said the class of 1995 is an extraordinary class. As a result, Britain High School has not only given us an education, but has also given us self-confidence, dedication, determination, and friends that will last a lifetime. In return, the class of 1995 has tried very hard to give Britain High School fame and distinction. 5 years of our lives have been spent together at Britain High School, during which time we have shared fears, dreams, anxiety, anticipation, stress, concerns, good times and bad times. We have felt each other's pain and congratulated each other's accomplishments. We have cried over each other's losses and celebrated over each other's successes. More importantly, we have learned from each other's mistakes. We have also learned many valuable lessons and morals from one another. During our high school careers, we have all seen and experienced the effects of bad and good decisions. As we have matured, decisions have become a bigger part of our lives. Now that we are leaving high school, there will be many more important and tougher decisions to make. We must remember to weigh our choices wisely and consider all options. We must also remember there will be many new challenges in our future, but we have the potential to overcome any and all obstacles. No one can argue the fact that the class of 1995 is one of the finest classes Britain High School has ever produced. We inspired many to work harder, and many have envied our class. We grew to be real role models for underclassmen. As a result, Britain High School will not soon forget the class of 1995. During our last few months of high school, we have all been on a roller coaster of emotion. We are excited to be graduating, but we are dreading leaving all our friends. Although we will each go our separate ways, we will always be in one another's hearts. The memories we have collected over the years will last a lifetime. Tonight, we leave Britain High School for the last time as high school students and for the first time as graduates. We must always remember every ending is a new beginning. We will all always have one thing in common, that is, we are all members of the class of 1995. When you are
share with you two stanzas of an extremely inspirational song, a song our parents listened to 25 years ago. Come gather around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone, if your time to you is worth saving. And you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are changing. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters have a new command. The old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are changing. Although Bob Dylan wrote these lyrics over 25 years ago, his words still ring true today. This song was a call to our parents' generation to wake up, realize that the times are changing, and understand that they too must change. Today, we must also listen to this song, as our parents once did, and evolve with our world to improve it. If we have learned anything at all in our high school career, I hope that it would be that change is vital for progress. Life today is drastically different from when our parents and grandparents grew up. We face entirely new issues and pressures. We live in and will begin our adult lives in a time where AIDS is still incurable, in a time where discrimination of minorities and women is still prevalent, in a time where there is job insecurity, in a time where there is increasing homelessness, in a time where there are no guarantees. Yes, we all fear these problems, but the best way to conquer these fears is by learning, staying informed, and keeping in touch with our world. By doing this, we will gain the knowledge that will empower us to become committed and act to correct these problems. As we learn and watch our world change, we will see more clearly how important it is for us to change as well. The reason why we change is to improve ourselves and the world in which we live. We change to make wrong right. We change to correct the problems we face. At times, our vision may be blurred and the outlook dismal, but we must believe that each one of us, in our own ways, can and will make a difference, make a change. In this country, there are many different people, but we must see beyond these differences and be willing to work together. We must have hope that we can make a positive impact on our society. If we can succeed in uniting and having hope, we will have taken the first and most vital step towards change.
Today we are here to celebrate an attainment of a goal for which all of us have striven to reach, graduation. This is an occasion which fills us with joy and satisfaction. In this graduation, we have accomplished a major goal in our educational lives. However, some of us are saddened because we view today not only as a farewell to friends we have made and teachers we have known, it is also a farewell to the comfortable familiarity of the doghouse. Today I urge you to keep in mind that we are not celebrating an ending, but rather a beginning. The beginning of the rest of our lives. For the past 5 years, the class of 1995 has studied, worked hard, gaining knowledge, making friends, and establishing memories. We have embedded the moral and ethical principles by which to live our lives, as well as a full range of scholastic studies to which we were exposed. As we prepare to leave these memory-filled halls, we are well aware that our days of learning are far from over. Our years at Bridgeton High School have prepared us for the future that is before us. We will enter upon our college days, careers, and life in the real world with determination and courage. I will not deceive you about what lies ahead. The road of life will be a difficult one. Every day we view in our streets the effects of drugs on the youth, who are becoming addicted and thus turning to violent crime. Every day, we hear of our forests disappearing and our air being filled with dangerous fumes, as our environment is slowly but surely being destroyed. And every day, we view the dangers of prejudice, as well as the dangers of being uneducated about and unprepared for dealing with this world. But we can face these challenges that lie ahead. This is not a pretty picture. But thanks to our friends, our teachers, our school, and those who care, we have been instilled with the knowledge and values to face these problems and work out solutions. We have been taught that drugs aren't the answer to our problems, but a further complication. We have been taught to love and accept one another, no matter what race, creed, color, or religion, for we are all united as one. And we have been taught the value of education, for this truly is the key to the problems of this world. We can face the challenges of today. We will be strong because we have God on our side. And we will be resourceful because we know how to be creative. And most importantly, we will be hopeful. We will go out into the world to change it for the better with all that is in our power. This is something to which we do not say goodbye. Remember, as we are gathered here today, that we are not celebrating an ending, but rather a beginning, the beginning of the rest of our lives. We have climbed one step higher on the ladder of life. Soon we will be entering upon a world that will benefit from the various talents and contributions that the class of 1995 has to offer. Our years at Bridgeton High School have prepared us to face lifelong lessons and challenges that lie ahead in life with courage and determination. Today, we say goodbye to the teachers, but not to the vast knowledge offered to us by them. We say goodbye to our friends, but not to all the good times we spent together. And today, we say goodbye to the doghouse, but not to all the lifelong lessons learned, nor the memories we will always cherish. Thank you. remember thinking that I must be somebody special because Mr. Sharp knew who I was. It was simple things like acknowledging students that makes Mr. Sharp a standout principal. Ever since 1974, he has put his heart and soul in making BHS what it is today. Through his energy and perseverance, he has strived to put BHS on the athletic web as well as open doors to us to our academic achievements. He's a man not only to be remembered for everything he's given to the school, but also for everything he has given On behalf of the 1994-95 student government, I'd like to present him with his class ring. He's leaving in style, going out the class of 95.
I would also like to present to Mr. Sharp a gift on behalf of the class of 1995. We just want to say thank you for all your loving support throughout the years, and we really appreciate it, Mr. Sharp. Thanks.
Now we want to take the time to recognize our two advisors, Ms. Davis and Ms. Meyer. We want to give them a little token of our love and appreciation, and we also want to thank you for all the dedication and support and for putting up with us through these past years. Thank you.
To the entire class of 1995, thank you. Probably the shortest speech you ever heard me make. Good evening, graduates, parents, relatives, and friends. It is my distinct pleasure this evening not only to recognize those seated before you as graduates of the class of 1995, but also to those faculty on both the east and west sides who have joined the class this evening to celebrate what they have done for BHS. We're recognizing these young people tonight for their scholastic achievement, for their activities in co-curricular clubs, and of course, all those other things on the field of play and athletics, music, drama, art, you name it, they've done it. I'd like to officially present to you the group you saw leading the class in this evening and making the presentation to me. The class president, Philip Galt, please stand. Class Vice President, Tanya Wood. The Class Secretary, Yvette Soriano. Class Treasurer, Tara Bowick. Class Historian William Villalongo. While I'm presenting and introducing the next two students, I would ask Mr. William Morris, representing City Council, to please join me. With a great deal of pleasure and pride, I present to you the valedictorian for the class of 1995, Melissa Steinhauer, and the class salutatorian, Alicia Price. Would you two please come forward?
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here this evening, an honor to represent Mayor John Lorenzetti and City Council. Before I present these two awards, I'd just like to say that I've never, ever seen this doghouse look better than tonight. Are you proud to be in this stadium or what? Secondly, I want to commend Mr. Bob Sharp for all the things he's done for the city of Bridgeton and the high school. We're very, very proud of having worked with Bob, and we're very pleased about it. And thirdly, if I were to just take one word, just one word, to best describe this class, based upon what I know of, what I've heard, what I've seen, and what I've observed. Talent. This class has talent. Believe it. Big time talent. They can yell a little bit too. You know, in your program, one of the pages, it has 18 distinguished scholars listed, and it has 12 meritorious scholars listed. 30 people who achieved very, very high honors. These people led this class academically, and it should be noted as such. I commend all of you for that. From this group of distinguished scholars, 2 were pooled for having the 2 highest averages. And probably the difference between 1 and 2 was a very small fraction of a percent. Is that correct, Mr. Sharp? Yeah. It usually is that way anyway. So first of all, to the valedictorian, we tried to put in this resolution not only the fact that she achieved number 1 in her class academically, but she was a real fine all-around student. Whereas Melissa Steinhauer has brought honor to her family, school, and community upon being designated valedictorian of the 1995 graduating class of Bridgeton High School. And whereas Melissa Steinhauer has achieved many honors, including New Jersey Distinguished Scholar, Century 3 Leadership Award, 2 among high school students, and numerous athletic awards. And whereas Melissa Steinhauer participated in many clubs, church, and community activities, including National Honor Society, Student Government, Thanksgiving Food Drive, Red Cross Bloodmobile Volunteer, among others. Now therefore be resolved by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Bridgeton that Melissa Steinhauer be accorded the congratulations of her community through this expression of great pride in her accomplishments, with hope that she will realize happiness, fulfillment, and the best of everything life has to offer. Adopted a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Bridgeton held on the 6th day of June 1995, signed by Mayor John Lorenzetti and all the members of council. Congratulations. And second, by just a nose, whereas Alicia Price has brought honor to her family, school, and community upon she being named the salutatorian of the Bridgeton High School class of 1995, and whereas Alicia Price has earned distinction through participation in many school, community, and church activities, including the National Honor Society, SAG, Thanksgiving Food Drive, and Walk America. And whereas Alicia Price has received many honors, including the George Washington University Engineering Medal, the BHS Art Show Dinner, Highest Honors Award, and finalist at the National HOSA Conference. Now therefore be resolved by the Mayor and the City Council of the City of Bridgeton that Alicia Price be commended on achieving the distinction of salutatorian, and may her future be filled with the best of everything life has to offer. Adopted at a regular meeting, City Council, City of Bridgeton, 6th day of June 1995. Mayor John Lorenzetti and all the members of council. Again, congratulations, Alicia.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Now we'd like to recognize those students who have achieved through merit awards and through academic achievement. Our distinguished scholars, that Mr. Morris alluded to, are recognized by wearing the gold stole with the 4 stripes. I want to ask those 18 students to please stand at this time. Distinguished scholars, gold stole with 4 stripes. I also ask that our meritorious scholars join them by standing. They are those wearing the gold stole with the 3 blue stripes. I'd also ask our Honor Society members, those wearing the gold stole, to also stand. And those wearing the plain blue stole, representing the Merit Award winner, will you please stand? And the students wearing the maroon and white presentation ribbon with a medal, our Peer Group Connection students, would you please join those standing? Need I say more? The students before you represent the class of 1995 for the honor and achievement they have brought to Brixton High School, to their community, to their parents, and most of all, to themselves. I assure each of you, and I challenge each of you, to be successful in whatever you undertake. But when I look at your motto for the class of 1995 and Brixton High School, we need not say any more. But I do say to you, once you leave Brixton High School, you do need to say more. You do need to do more, to do what you said you're going to do and make this a better place for future generations. That's the challenge I leave with the class of 1995. To do it all. Now this couldn't have happened without a lot of help, particularly help from your parents, your grandparents, your relatives, friends, guardians, whoever it may have been. So I'm going to ask the class of 1995 to please stand and applaud all those who helped get you this far.
96!
Thank you. We remind our fans in the stadium that they are to remain seated during the recessional. We ask that we know you're anxious to see your son or daughter, grandson, granddaughter, niece, nephew, to have their name called and to be congratulated. But we ask that you try to keep it in perspective so that everyone will be able to hear when that student is being announced. We also remind you to remain off the track and the field during the recessional. At this time, I call to the microphone our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. D'Amico, our Board President, Mrs. Carol Green, and our Class President, Philip Goff, to be certified for graduation.
Good evening, faculty, friends, and family. And to the Brixton High School class of 1995, congratulations. The slogan is, need we say more? But the question is, can we possibly say enough about the finest group of young men and young ladies that I've ever had the opportunity to work with? This group has distinguished themselves academically. You're going to some of the finest institutions of higher learning in America. You've distinguished yourself athletically right here on this field, winning games and state championships and bringing honor and glory. And you've distinguished yourself in all your other activities as well. I don't know if you could say enough about that. But what I do want to say is that a wise person once said, it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. And at a time in America when many people are concerned about our young people and see that as darkness, this group came to Bridgeton High School and lit a candle. And that candle grew into a flame and a bonfire and a beacon for hope for this entire community. And for that, I congratulate you and I thank you. I thank you for what you have done, not only for this school, but for this entire community. And I wish you the very best of luck in everything that you do in the future. Good luck, and may God bless you. And now, Mrs. Green, I certify to you that the young men and young ladies in the Bridgeton High School class of '95 have met all the local, state and local requirements for graduation, and I commend them to you with my sincerest best wishes.
Good evening, class of 1975. On behalf of the Bridgeton Board of Education, I would like to commend you and congratulate you on your many accomplishments. I'd like to thank you for representing the city, for representing the board, and for representing your school well. Mr. Galt. At this time, I'd like to present to you your diploma on the behalf of the Bridgeton Board of Education and the class of 1975. Do I need to say any more?
I want to say that I proudly accept this diploma on behalf of the class of 1995, and I want to say that we have won our independence.
Thank you, and thank you. Every year, a group of students graduate from BHS. You start with a lot of students and end up with just a handful. But just think about the students that never got the chance to make it. When I say this, I speak of Vincent J. Horn. Vincent Horn was a student at BHS that was shot and killed before he had the chance to graduate. So from the class of 95 and myself, we will remember him in these loving words. We know you were here. We know that you're gone. Some say it's right, but I say it's wrong. To have someone leave without a chance to say, we love you, Cool V, in a very special way. Thank you.
Yvonne Bowman.
Rainbow Chill. Joseph Canino. Regina Lashon